I'm just like, this is not going to work in the long term, sweetheart.
All right.
Get her a tablet.
Are we all ready now?
A moment of silence. Let's take a white noise out.
Welcome to Creating Grin, where a group of us sit around ye old table playing Dungeons and Dragons. My name is Eric, and I will be your dungeon master for this chapter of our tale. Playing in my homebrew fantasy world of Solaris on the continent of Alteratus are the players that are laughing at me because I screwed up.
You forgot your name.
Hey, when you're old, you forget things. To my right, we have...
I'm Katie, playing Ari Arcalis, a tiefling rogue who is mad that neither of her boys won any money.
Aww, sad.
And I am Brian, playing Kelbrix Goldfound, a human cleric, and personally, I cannot wait to put a little buffering icon over your face there with that pause. But Kelbrix is sad that he lost and thinks Gorath cheated.
You can be upset with him.
Jason, playing Gorath Thunderfist, a Goliath fighter, finished second place in the Contest of Champions. I am not very upset because I tested my might not only against a bear, but a stone man.
And joining us for this episode today, we have V.
Hello. Should I introduce
Yes.
Okay, cool. I didn't get the rundown, Chief. Chill. So I am playing Tilly, who is a Goliath paladin. Once again, pure of heart, dumb of ass. And I do not exist at this moment, but I will.
Well, you exist somewhere.
Watch.
And if you want to know more about Tilly's backstory, check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/criteeatinggrin, where we have a beautiful one-shot story of Tilly's backstory.
Very good, Brian. Good segue. Now, last we left our group of... our nameless group of adventurers, still yet to be
Could be
named,
the nameless.
the Lost Causes.
Lost causes.
They had just finished their battle inside the Demon's Fist Fighters Guild. There was the Tournament of Champions that they had competed in for a chance of the prize of 1,000 platinum pieces, and they didn't win. But they were offered to join some of the fighters for a round of drinks at a local pub. And when we start our episode today, that is where we're going to start. We will do a screen change. There you go. So, the fighters have all entered in and chosen their seats, some of which have ventured to the bar and are kind of licking their wounds, if you will, while the rest of you gather at an empty table. There's a little bit of activity in here, a few bar patrons and such, but our story will actually start with Tilly. As I will bring up your character now. This, for the viewers, is Tilly. Oh.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix our health.
Brian.
I don't know.
There we go. That is Tilly.
That's...
Tilly has stated in some of your notes, you have kind of ventured to this pub that is called the Devil's Cut Pub. Inside joke intended. And you have a large book or tome that you've laid out, and you're kind of sorting through loose pieces of parchment that are kind of tucked and folded inside this big tome. And you have it was wrapped up in this kind of leather, thin leather, and you're kind of laid it down almost like a tablecloth to kind of protect the contents of this book. You have received your meal, and you are probably halfway through your drink, and you kind of begin to try to dive into your studies. What I would like you to do is to see how much you've learned up to this point. Go ahead and give me a, let's call it an investigation check, please. So first roll of...
I'm very good at that.
I'm assuming you gave me my short sword back.
That was a nat 20.
Excellent. So,
Alright, well,
in the
19,
time that you've been sitting here looking over this book, you have
It's a non.
really been in-depthly searching. It's a very thick book, somewhere around 7 to 8 sections or chapters. It's like part history lesson, part personal journal. You have kind of went through the first couple chapters, and here's what you've learned. The first chapter of this book or tome has been titled Hypothesis of Dragons. And to give you a rundown, basically in this section, the author, that is Almasith, focuses on his theory and hypothesis of dragons. In his writings that you've read so far, he shows a strong belief that the first dragons, which were the ancient chromatic dragons, were a manifestation of the celestial architects that created Solaris. Almasith points out that the historical timeline in which both the ancient celestials and ancient chromatic dragons appear are very close to one another. He also begins to note that the ancient chromatic dragons seem to always bring down judgment and wrath to those who defied the rulings or laws of the celestial architects, as well as acted as mediators and counsel between the races of Solaris as well as the celestial architects. Through his studies, he knows that as time went on, the ancient chromatic dragons began to develop their own personalities and identities, seemingly breaking away from the celestial hold on them. This is when historical sources began noting new types of dragon-born, dragon-kind, half-dragons, kobolds, things like that. Now, the second section or chapter that you're able to dive through and get information out of is labeled Language of Dragons. In this section, Almasith discovers the language of dragons known as Draconic. He begins to note the similarities between Draconic and Celestial, and how uncanny they are, further supporting his above theory in the first chapter. He also notes that there's a change, or there's changes in the Draconic language, which he begins to refer to them as Old Draconic and New Draconic. He explains how nearly all the texts written in these languages have either been destroyed or sealed in the Vault of Kings in Landgate by the Arcanist. Now, for the listeners and viewers, and for the players, the comparison on Old Draconic, New Draconic is essentially like Latin versus Italian, Spanish. It's like, this is the base, here's the old alteration. So they're very similar, and it can, if you were able to speak Draconic, you could kind of muddle your way through enough to kind of put some things together. So that's just to clarify that. As you finish off your drink, Tilly, that is when your studies in this tome that you've discovered are interrupted as a rowdy group of patrons stagger and stumble in. They look pretty banged and beat up, as if they've just seen some sort of fight or action, and stagger in, making a lot of calamity and noise. Would you also give me a perception check?
Uh, 16.
You notice two familiar-looking Goliath that are part of this group as they take a seat, and they all seem to be kind of cheering and hollering for drinks or food. One of which looks like this, and his name is Gaul. The other is Gorath. Now, as you are doing this, I will now focus on the group of players. As you have all taken your seat, there will be a barmaid that comes up and says, "And what can I get for you this evening?" "We want meat and drink," is what Gaul will say. as everyone seems to kind of nod their
Yeah.
heads and agree.
Agreed.
Take some wine.
A pitcher or glass?
A pitcher.
A pitcher, okay. I'll start you out with your typical Gaul, is what she says. She will make her way to the bar, and she will begin to grab pints and start filling them with the local ale.
The local favorite of Downton Moo.
Yes, Downton Moo. Or Downton Woo, that's right.
Downton Moo.
Don't move.
It's fizzy and green.
Green drink in Downton Moo.
Now, as you guys have taken a seat at the table, the current adventuring party, that is still unnamed, you guys will notice that 3 of the fighters make their way to, as stated before, they make their way to the bar, mostly because there's not a whole lot of room at the table you're at, but they seem to kind of like want to go and sulk, maybe at the losses. The Goblin Spunk will go there, as well as Whorehound, and it is the Orc Shard. They kind of go and sulk and saunter and get their drinks from the bartender. So, Moxie will look at the group of you and says, "Where are you guys from? It's very impressive fighting skills."
Yeah, we've been traveling around quite a bit recently. So nowhere really in particular. We pick up a lot on the road.
And I would say at this point that Tyra will say, "I can definitely understand that, for sure."
How about you lot?
Well, I pretty much live here now, is what Gaul will say. And Moxie and Tyra say, "Well, we venture here quite often. We like to go into the hills and test our might and help the people that live in the hills," is what Moxie will say. At this time, the barmaid will bring a large tray, and she just kind of dispenses all the ales to those of you who are getting it, sets a pitcher of wine down for the bougie tiefling.
Sure, it was
And then she just literally will kind of just start off with like appetizers, as if they come here enough, they have like their usual. So she just starts dispersing like different types of, like the equivalent of like some sort of like potato skin or some sort of meatball or something like that, kind of disperses.
House platter.
Speaking of bougie tiefling, where did the other one run
Good,
off to?
thank you. Now I don't have to try to explain that somehow, some way. After he lost a lot of money by betting on somebody, he said he was going to retire for the evening and rethink and evaluate his life choices.
Not so
He will
bougie
learn
anymore.
better. He will learn better than to bet on Gorath fighting.
Now, at this time, this group of ruffians, Tilly, are just really loud and distracting. You cannot focus on your studies. You cannot do any of that. It's just, every time you start to read a word, the noise just brings you back to glancing at a table. So I ask, is there anything you would like to do at this point?
Yeah, you know what? I'll go ahead and make my way over, especially if I recognize two in particular that
Okay.
I've seen from past endeavors, if you will.
Coming where's about?
Yeah, I will go. Oh wait, I can do that too.
You can,
Right,
yes.
I can do that. Yeah, I'll come over right yonder. Oh fuck!
On the table.
Under the table.
Dives
All right.
under the table.
So as
Knock
you
everything over. Gorath!
as you approach, are you approaching in a calm, peaceful manner? Are you storming over there? Like, describe how you're approaching, and then when you finish that description, tell the listeners, viewers, and players what you look like.
Okay, so I am 7'7", since I'm a Goliath, so I'm a big person, big gal. I am most definitely not trying to be intimidating at all. So I'm well, it's just confidence, but not intimidation. Trying to be very friendly looking in appearance as someone 7'7" can appear to be. However, I am also wearing, I would say probably not, probably in my downtime I'm probably not in the paladin armor, so I'm probably just wearing some, like, common clothes, just like a little tunic, some, like, commoner's pants, I guess, I don't know. So I'll just kind of, like, walk over, and pull a chair from, like, one of the other table there, and I'll just kind of, like, slap it out in front of me and just go sit down, and go, well, looks like a couple of strangers around here. Except for two of you.
So the table grows, like, dead silent as this female Goliath comes walking up, pulls a chair, and just makes herself.
Well,
Now, Gorath, you can go ahead and give me a. This will be a. We might get a perception check at this point.
Am I too drunk to know?
I think you've started drinking yet.
no.
I've only had
that's
one
an 8.
Downton Woo.
Downton Woo. It's an 8.
I'm also gonna make it very clear, I am, like, staring at you.
Okay.
There is very much, like,
Okay.
pinpoint.
So there's something familiar about this Goliath, but very, like, loosely familiar. Like, you feel like it's either you've seen this Goliath in passing, maybe, through your times here in the hills or whatever. And Gaul will be the first one, of course, to say, "Oh, and who might you be?" is what he says.
Well, you guys don't remember me?
I'm sorry, am I supposed to?
I just got hit in the head by a guy with stone like fist, and I don't think I'm thinking right.
What did you say your name was?
Tilly, you know.
He looks confused for a moment.
We grew up in...
You're my younger... I know who you are, is what he says.
You do know who I am!
Yeah!
You will know, Gorath. This is a villager from your village. You remember seeing her when she was younger, and the last time you seen her was probably on the date of rite of passage, where they usually have, like, certain dates where the youth kind of graduate into. You had just come back from, like, a hunt or getting ready to leave for hunt, and you remember seeing this blur of a girl running, trying to get to the rite of passage on time. So it is starting to kind of, like, the fog is releasing in your head there, and you're starting kind of getting a grasp of who this person is. What are you doing here?
Things and such. Lots of researching and things. What brings you guys here? I mean, everything's been kind of crazy since.
So Tyra, who is sitting right next to Tilly, is going to lean over.
What brings you to the Dragon's Fist?
Yeah, Tyra is going to lean over and say, "We just got finished with the tournament."
I'm sorry, Brian.
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that she's very confident in the name of this place too.
The dragon's fisting? Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
You gotta use that.
Now the dragon's fist ends.
The dragon's fist in.
There you go.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Fisted? It's past tense now?
Fist in.
In.
It's an inn. It's an inn and tavern. Okay.
So
well.
you just did a competition?
A tournament, yes.
Yes.
Well, how'd it go? You guys look like you did swell.
He cheated.
They will all literally start. All the other was it Moxie, Gull, and Tyra are just gonna, like, drink, like. I'm talking about that.
I point to Gorath and say he cheated.
I don't believe Gorath would do that. He was a swell guy when we grew up
Sandra looks to
together.
you specifically and says, "I'm utterly confused as to what is taking place at the table.
I don't know what's going on either.
Can you pour some more wine in my glass,
Here
please?
you go.
I'm going to need it."
Young Mousy here fights with the rage of a fiery volcano, and she almost messes me. Gore got beat by my ghost herding friend here, Kelbrix.
Oh.
And Tyra, she fights like
I'm sorry,
like
his
a
name
mighty
is-
squirrel, hitting you thousands of times.
His name is Kelbrix.
Kelbrix.
Yes, Kelbrix.
Kelbrix.
No, it's Kelbrix, actually.
It's Kelbrix.
It's okay.
Kelbrix.
Kelbrix.
Pleasure to meet you.
Then we have all just bled together, and it is a mighty feast time now. And Kelbrix is a little bitter, but he slayed a mighty Goliath over there. Oh, got bested by it.
He cheated. He cheated.
All cheated at the table but me.
So again, I didn't think there were too many from our village left, Tilly. What have you been up to? I mean, yes.
I try not to think about it too much, but
It was a sad day, yes. And the mood just goes.
Mm-hmm.
Pours more wine.
what is that you're drinking there,
Yeah.
little tiefling?
Little?
I mean, you
How
are.
tall are you?
I think 5'7".
Okay, all right. You're like 2 feet shorter than me. Let's go.
Little, no. It's wine. Get your own.
At this point, Tilly, what is your passive perception?
A 15.
15 is good enough to see and kind of hear like a chair sliding against the wooden floor from behind you. And as out of the corner of your eye, you see a hooded figure kind of stand and begin to slowly, casually walk towards the table where your stuff is still laying out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've forgotten. I have some things over there real quick. If you don't mind, I'm just going to go grab them real quick and then I can join you guys back in here in a second. There's lots of things over there that I shouldn't
That
leave
was a
alone.
lot, but okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess you can just invite yourself to the table.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I'm a very friendly person, so of course you would want me to be around. I mean, I'm fun.
Oh my god.
and happy, and I'm very friendly, so yeah.
How about you go
It's
get
nice
your
to meet you.
stuff?
More
See?
Goliaths, the merrier.
He gets it, and I'm just gonna like put my arm out for like
Reach across.
yes, across the table, just like brothers in arms sort of thing.
God, would you like to put your hand in here as well?
No, I think you've got it. Go ahead, Julie.
Okay.
As this conversation begins to conclude, I'm assuming you're going to go back to get your things.
Yes.
That is when there's going to be 2 crossbow bolts that fly from this table.
Oh shit.
Right down here.
Not in
The
dragon's
first one
fist.
is in the direction of Kelbrix or Kelbrix. It's a 10.
10? No.
Yep, so it'll go between you and Cinder, just land at the table. The second one is a 17, going for Ari.
Yes.
Yay. As it is going to do so much damage. It deals 10 points of piercing damage, and then I need a Constitution saving throw.
That's kind of bullshit. How is it bleeding in a digital?
You're so con.
It's still loading. It's on dial-up internet. I'm still loading.
What did it count that as?
Yeah, what did it count that as?
Who knows?
I'm not going to look at all these individual.
Okay. I'm just curious.
The 4, it looks like.
Do you have 2 4s or 2 5s?
I have. It looks like 2 4s.
Okay.
All right, well, then look.
Yes, I lied. It counted as a 5. It's a 5. It gave it the benefit of the doubt. What's your Constitution score?
Okay, first I was gonna say, since it was like surprise kind of,
It is a surprise, yes, which is why they have advantage.
do uncanny dodge.
Thanks, you remembered that this time. Okay.
I've got it in big bold letters on my tablet now.
All right. Next tattoo, uncanny dodge.
Con was a 6.
Oh god. After the initial piercing damage into your, I'm gonna use my hit die.
No, thank you.
Into your like right up here in the neck area. You feel a burst of poison surge through your system. 22 points of poison damage as these 2 figures will throw back their hoods and cloaks to reveal some 2 male, what looks like very dangerous assassin-y like people. And that's going to be where we start our initiative.
You guys haven't even made a name for yourself. How are you already on the hit list?
Well, I mean,
You know,
we're the unknowns.
because we're wanted.
That shall not be.
There's that too. Let's see, you got a wanted poster, I got a wanted poster.
Gorath has a wanted
Does
poster.
Gorath, yeah, Gorath does have a wanted poster for being associated with us. Oh.
Plus, we
This
killed
is
that
going
guard.
to be so fun.
That's
Combat.
about right. Oh boy.
Okay. Gorath, what do you got?
Nat 20, 25.
Damn.
Show off.
Like I said, that's about right.
Ari?
17.
Kelbrix.
3.
Tilly.
I also got a 17.
Oh. And I will roll for Syndra. I just use the digital dice because I liked watching it on my YouTube video. And add numbers to that. I had B&B Dion pulled up, but I closed down my computer just before we started this. So now I gotta re-pull it back up. Check out that Patreon.
Hey, good thing I just got that shield.
Yeah, good thing you just got that specialized shield.
I don't have my rapier back yet, though.
No, you sure don't.
I gave it back.
No, my other
Rapier.
My rapier.
Oh,
It's still
your
being
rapier,
customized.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
there
right.
I have
we
my
go.
short sword at least.
I also have a shield. We're gonna be best friends.
Yeah, do you have it with you?
Yes.
Do you have your armor with you?
No.
Make sure you unequip that.
That's the.
All right.
Ah,
so
god damn it.
Because you specified you
I
weren't
sure
wearing it.
did.
Gull has a 4. He's a very good initiative roller. And Tyra will roll a 16. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Moxie.
God.
So meany.
Okay.
It's a very long list. That was actually pretty good.
Well, yeah. There's doubles.
I know. Shh. I'm working on it.
That's okay.
I didn't see anything.
Yes. We'll leave it at that.
I have several weapons on me right now, though, so.
I think I've got. Okay. So Moxie ended up with a 19. Tyra ended up with a 16. Gull currently has a 4. Syndra ended up with a 10. And I got all these freaking character sheets to pull up on here.
Well,
I know, that's my fault.
you know.
Bar fight.
Yeah. Bar fight at the Demon's Fisting.
The demon's fisting.
The Demon's Fisting bar
Spunk
fight.
rolls an 18.
That sounds right.
Yep.
And
Crap, has it been demon this entire time and I've been thinking dragon? I've just
Yeah.
got dragons on my brain, that's why.
Yeah.
Dragon's fisting is what you
Dragon's
said.
missing, that sure is what I said.
for
There's been lots of dragon things being
Yes,
said in Tilly's
dragons.
defense, and see, this is why I play a dumb character, because when I'm being done, it just translates beautifully.
It works.
Shard.
Is it my stupidity? Is it my character's stupidity?
I mean,
Knows?
at the
Fucking
same
lost
time,
knows.
we really don't know because we have never actually decided the name of this tavern yet. So it could very well be.
I thought it was
Well, I told you as the players
Just
and the
told us.
listeners.
the devil's
is
Yes, the
cut.
Devil's Cut.
Well, oh yeah.
Now,
that's
whether they would have informed you
Just
or.
told us.
right. You know, attention.
Yeah, there's shield. Oh, cool. I didn't quite have to think about
Let's
it.
see. There's a lot of things to roll. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
I believe in idiot supremacy.
It's just gonna be, you know, Eric
Yes.
playing with himself for a little bit.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm pretty
Yeah.
good
Here
at
at the
that.
dragon's
Casual.
fisting.
Just casual playing. Okay.
I'm gonna go take a nap. I'll be back next episode.
And I got one more to roll.
Deep last.
Yeah, no, it's,
So
it's just the
far.
fact that I'm last, so I'll take, you know,
Hey, for lucky.
my turn next episode.
Maybe people won't be dead by the time you get there.
That's not a lucky thing.
And I got one more roll
Well.
for her. And oh, you know what? It's not letting. Okay, well they're
You
just
might,
gonna
you might as
go.
well roll for the bartender.
They're just gonna. No.
Bartender's just gonna duck.
Hey, it's what
Duck
they
and
do.
hide.
Bartender's just gonna keep serving people.
Okay, here we
Cycle
go.
crossbow.
I think I got everybody on here. I'm sure I missed somebody. Gorath is going to be the first in the initiative order.
Whoa.
Shard is second. Moxie is third.
Cool,
Spunk
I'm
is
like
fourth. Fifth is Tilly. Sixth is Ari. Assassin number 1 is, what am I at? 7th, I think. 8th is Tyra. 9th is another assassin, or they're going to go together, so 2 assassins. 10th will be Sandra. Whorehound is and Gaul and Kelbrix.
Next.
And we're good. We're good. We're good. Okay, so, Gorath.
All right.
2 bolts. Plunk into the table. Well, 1 into your friend.
Yeah.
Hey.
As you can see, like, the poison is kind of surging through her veins, like, on the side of her
Tasty.
neck.
Man, decisions.
Parkour.
Also,
cool.
for the listeners, what is everybody's HP?
18.
Yeah?
29.
Yeah.
37.
Okay.
76.
All right.
I also have 45 points of lay on hands, if anybody needs that.
That's nifty. I have 3 spell slots total.
Sorry.
I have 1 weapon. No, I have more than 1 weapon, but...
Look, I may have 76 hit points, but I have no weapons right now.
Well, good thing I have 2 extra sickles on me.
All right.
What
Gorath.
kind
Alright.
of paladin has a 13 armor class?
I think at this point, before pulling out the hammer, Gorath is going to rush this one, and we're going bar fight, old western style. We're going through the wall if we can.
Oh, you're gonna. Okay, which one? The one on the bottom?
The one on this one right here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm beeline.
So you want to do like a charging
A spear.
Oh, I love it.
Let's do a spear.
I totally love it. Now, technically,
It's an unarmed strike.
well, technically they surprised you.
Okay,
I just remember that.
so they should go.
So they get to go first,
Okay.
and then the initiative order
Is that
starts.
what their shots were? Well, that wasn't a
Surprise.
surprise.
Okay, I mean, fine. I'll give you that.
Yeah, you don't have to
Go ahead, Gorath. Let's do the opposed strength. Because this is going to be fun.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, 2 of these motherfuckers are gonna go down. We haven't even actually.
Oh, man, this is not going to be... Oh, I do have that.
Oh no. What did you roll?
I didn't roll anything special. I rolled a 19.
I mean, that's...
Well,
Is it-
they rolled...
Yes.
I gotta adjust that on my roll 20, which I thought I did, but I did not. They actually rolled a 1, so they have a total of 7 to try to acrobatically evade your charging tactic. So let me change this before I mess it up anymore. Okay, they have been adjusted. There we go. So you're gonna charge, and it's a straight beeline. 20 feet down to this person. You will spear them. They will move back. You move 20 feet. You have, what's your speed? 30?
30.
Okay, so I'm going to just say you move them 5 feet back.
Okay.
And then you will get to do your strength. What's your strength plus 1 is what you deal to them.
Damage for unarmed strikes is 6. Is that right?
That's probably about
Okay.
right. It does not. So it'll take 6 points of damage. You will throw them to the ground. They are prone. Do you wish to ride them down? Or do you wish to just like spear them and stand over top of them Goldberg style? Taunting or something like that.
Yes. I'm going to spear them. I'm going to take them down to the ground.
Okay, so you're just going to go like edge.
Yeah. Like what I wanted, like I said, I'm going up against the wall and then
Okay.
down to the ground if
I got you.
At that point.
Alright, I think you guys should be able to see
Mm-hmm. We can.
there.
A health bar.
Health
A
bar.
nice little green bar.
Okay,
Is it moved yet?
there we go.
You did only do 6 points.
I know.
Took a whole 6 points just by running into them. It was very impressive. You literally hear the air being
is.
shook out of this. Like,
Poison that one.
That's a movement and an action. I should get another action.
that will be your movement and your action. So it takes a complete action to do so. You do have bonus actions left if you have anything that has a bonus action.
No. Okay.
All right, bless you.
Excuse me.
Hashtag bless. Moving into the second spot, we have Shard. Shard is going to put down his mug. He pulls forth his weapon. He sits and watches as if he's holding his action. Moxie herself, right here, will stand. She pulls forth her, I think she had a great axe, which she does. She will pull forth that, and she will step off to the side as she begins to take inventory. A little confused as to what's going on. Spunk is going to pull forth his, I think he had a short sword? Oh no, mace, my apologies. And he will not pull the mace. Actually, he pulls out the crossbow, and he will rest it on top of the bar top there as he wipes his mouth, the back of his free hand, and he just kind of holds his action. Brings us to Tilly, who is thrust into this chaotic scenario.
Cool. First thing that I would like to do is see if I can kind of create some improvised shield and weaponry scenarios for myself.
Okay.
As a free object interaction, I would hope, I would like to be able to pick up one of the chairs and essentially use that as my shield.
I was literally going to say you can flip the chair around that you're sitting on.
Yeah, just like flip it up. And then, I'm sure I will have to make some sort of strength check for this. I would like to break off one of the legs of the chair.
What's your strength score?
My strength
is it 15 or higher?
Is an 18.
Yep, no, you won't need to roll. We'll just say that it's kind of like the object interaction. We'll call it a bonus action. You just kind of knock the legs off. Unless you didn't want a bonus action, and I took that away from you.
Well, I mean, if you want to make it, I thought that it was going to be an action. So
I'm just going to make it a bonus action with your score being an 18. I'm pretty sure you could figure a way to break off some unsturdy legs from a chair. Plus it's cooler.
You're right. I was going to use a bonus action for something else, but I guess would I be able to use Divine Smite with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright, then I'm just gonna attack the nearest where are these bing bongs at?
So the three with the green bars above their heads seem to be the assailants or assassins. One of which, there's a female that is over there trying to acquire your stuff.
Okay, yeah, that's not it, Chief. So I'm going to... How much movement do I have? 40? I would be able to make that, right? Yeah. Alright, cool. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go, swing on by and attack her. Go. Oh. Thank you. And so I would have to... There was just... what would I attack with that?
It would
just be a strength.
Probably a d20 plus your strength.
Yeah, I don't get any extra stuff from it being an improvised. Alright.
That sounds good.
How about a 12?
A 12 to hit. Let's see. I'm going to say that a 12 misses.
Okay.
So as you come in swinging, I'm assuming your shield / improvised weapon?
Yes.
It's going to clamber on the table and hits the table as this female assassin is able to kind of twist and move out of the way, and she looks at you and she says, "You shouldn't have done that."
I do have an extra attack.
Good.
So I'm gonna try for that again.
Yeah.
18.
18 will hit as you take a backswing and slam that improvised chair weapon on her.
Okay, so then I will do that Divine Smite.
So this improvised weapon is going to be a d6 worth of damage.
Okay, so let me go ahead and put that aside. Because I am not great at math.
I believe you.
There's so many things. Okay, Divine Smite. I'm going to be doing that at a 3rd level spell slot, so it will be 2d8. 1d8. Okay, so that will be 4d8 altogether. Right, okay. Yep, that'll be it. Alright, let's try this. Starting off strong. That's a 1. I'm not gonna use that. 6, so 7. Also a 6, so 13. 4, 17. And an 8.
So that is a total of...
25?
And that's with the improvised weapon and the divine.
Oh wait, this is the wrong thing. I was trying to use the mouse to go on my item.
Don't worry, we do that all
All
the
right,
time.
so that is going to come across her face and head. She staggers as her eyes kind of like dilate a little bit, like holy crap!
Concussion.
Right.
Am I gonna regret it? And then, as the last thing,
Hold on 1 second.
go ahead.
As you finish that and you make that beautiful quote right back, that is when. Come on, buddy. A heavy crossbow bolt will come flying between you and the assassin and stick into the wall. As you will look and see towards the bar, the goblin named Spunk has released his held action towards the two of you.
Huh.
Am I gonna regret it? And it just right underneath my arm. I would also like to use my channel divinity to, after you deal damage with your divine smite. So, I only have 1 bonus action, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Well, no, never mind then. Sorry, you don't get any health
This will bring us to Ari.
points. There you go.
Alright. I am going to pull my buckler shield.
Mhm.
Hello. There it is. Okay. I guess I won't jump on the table. Am I gonna make it though?
I mean, you're a rogue. Don't
You're a
forget.
rogue.
Yeah, but
Bonus
like...
action.
Yes. And I'm gonna cast poison spray at this guy.
Okay.
Which, if it'll work, they have to make a con save of 11.
Con save of 11. That's going to fail.
Nice. Which is then
2 plus numbers.
1d12 poison damage. 2d12. 2d12? 1d12. 2d12?
You're killing me. Which is it?
2d12.
2d12, sorry! I was looking at the wrong thing. This is a 12, right? Jesus. 19.
That is impressive. As he is caught up in the poison spray, he tries to like avoid it, maneuvering himself, but is unable. He almost like maneuvers right into it, catching all of it. Your passive perception is a
24.
yes. That when he moves, you're gonna notice that he has a ring on his finger that is very similar to several of the rings that you acquired.
Ah!
Ring of the feather.
So as a bonus action, can I do a sleight of hand and try to steal it?
You're too far away.
Damn it.
Too far away. Not quite engaged.
Okay.
But you will notice that he has that ring. Okay.
Then
As
that's it.
Okay, as that concludes, we go back to the tussle between Tilly and the female assassin, and she's going to look towards Tilly and say, "My turn." And she is going to pull forth a short sword, and she is going to like try to stab it in your lower gut, just kind of run it through you. She will have a. That's not what I wanted to do. That is what I wanted to do. It rolls it all together.
So here's my question.
Yes.
If I have this improvised shield,
Yes, I'm going to give you a +2.
okay.
So it'll be like having a shield. I'll go ahead and give you a +2 to your AC or defense.
Great, cool, because I'm a paladin at 13 arm class right now.
Alright, so
So that puts me at so a 15.
Okay, so she's as you start to pull that improvised shield of the chair in front of you, she's gonna slip right underneath it, and you feel the sting of the blade as it deals 9 points of piercing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
The poison damage is the killer on these guys.
Thanks.
Yeah. Good old 5d6.
That's a nat 20.
Okay, so
Again.
you
Wow, this dice is really good.
you will take 14 points of poison damage instead of the full... Sorry, hang on. 12 points, not 14. 12 points of poison damage instead of the full amount. Because you were able to kind of shake that off. And she will pull the blade back. As she is then going to take a swing up at you for the second of her attacks.
Oh.
And it is going to be a miss. And it's a failed miss because you're so tall. I'm going to give you an opportunity attack because she rolled a 1. A 13 is not going to cut it, unfortunately. So that will... That will conclude her turn, as it is now Tyra's turn. And Tyra is going to literally spring up into action and is going to run, climbing up a chair on top of the table, and she is going to do like sliding across the table, and then she's going to just like take her foot and just try to kick him as she's like sliding. So she will get a 9 to hit. That is not going to cut it. And then she is going to strike again. This one will hit. So as she does like a kicking maneuver, the assassin that you are currently kind of tingling with, Ari, is going to like duck below the kick, and as he comes back up, she just kind of rolls over, switching to her other leg. That hits him, and then she's going to like take a third strike to strike him with her fist, hopefully. So the second kick plants. The third punch is going to... It's going to miss, but she does land one of the 3 blows for 8 points of damage on the assassin. This gives you an indication that they're fairly nimble. They're here to play. So that'll end Tyra's turn. Then the retaliation will be the assassin, who got poison sprayed, is going to step between you and Tyra. So Tyra's on the table, he moves close to you, and he is going to do a short sword strike on you, Ari. And that is going to be a 9, which will miss. He comes back across to get Tyra, and he will miss in that one. Ari, I'm going to give you an opportunity attack because he rolled a 1. So his posture, when he comes trying to make a backswing at Tyra, is so wide open that you got a free shot at him.
I'm assuming I can't pull a weapon to do that.
You can't. Do you not have one arm? You use the magic. Oh, then you can't take an opportunity attack because you don't have a weapon
unarmed?
Yeah, I'll let you do that. Sure.
Like bash him with the
Sure.
Okay.
Hey, Eric.
Yes.
I've got a question for you. How long has it been since the end of the tournament?
Probably 30 minutes. So you can roll some dice to heal up. Good question.
Yeah. I forgot about it, and I just happened to look.
It says plus 5 to hit, so 19?
19 will hit.
And then it's... I don't know how to do damage, because I'm not this.
If it's an arm strike, it's like plus 1 to your...
strength?
Yeah, correct.
So 3.
So you do 3 points of damage to him.
I'm at 64.
Alright, Gorath, the one that you have speared to the ground, is
Doing
literally
things
trying
up
to
here,
catch his breath.
forgetting that that's
He is
up
going
there.
to pull his sword out and swing up at you. I'm going to say because he's got to like... You're kind of like on top of him. I'm going to give him disadvantage because he's laying on his back prone, trying to strike at you. So his first swing is going to be a 10, which will miss. Then he tries again, and it is also a 10. So he is unable to make contact. You're kind of evasive enough. Those will miss. Syndra is up next, and she really doesn't have... Okay, she got a short sword, and she has her focus. And I feel like, yeah, of course she is. Because those patrons, There's patrons in here. She's going to hold forth her acquired symbol of the Arcanist, and she is going to cast Magic Missile
Nice.
at 2nd level. Alright, so that will give her, I think, 4 missiles, 3 plus an extra missile for 2nd level. So when she holds forth her holy, or her, not her holy symbol, but her Arcanist symbol, her focus, she is going to send 2 missiles towards this female assassin, and then 1 missile towards the male assassin that is between Ari and Tyra. So that is going to be... Wow. Then add an extra... So that'll be 15 points of damage, and it'll be... So this poor guy gets the 2. So that's going to be 10 points to that assassin. That is between Ari and Tyra. The other one is only going to get...
Did you switch it? You said 2 at the female and 1 at the male.
It would be 2 at each.
2 at each. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was
because it was a second level.
Okay.
Redcon. That's going to be 5 points of damage towards the female assassin. And that Cinder will probably step off to the side. That will end Cinder's turn. So now it'll be... so Whorehound will put down his drink as he's next to Spunk. He looks to Spunk and looks curious. He nods and smiles. And then he stands up. And he is going to rush. Nope, he's actually going on top of the table and he's going to dive towards Gorath. He won't be able to complete the dive, but he's charging directly towards Gorath as he yells somewhere around the midpoint where Kelbrix is, "You killed my brother!" is what he does. Is he like, "Wah!" and he jumps on top of the table.
Whoa.
Gaul is utterly confused as he pulls forth his weapon and he turns and looks towards Spunk, and then he glances towards Shard and is just going to rush towards Shard because Shard looks like he's going to do something. And as that happens, the two of them are just going to clash blades and they just kind of like lock up like opposed there. And I'm going to bring it to Kelbrix's turn.
Lovely. How was your nap?
It was good. It was good. It was refreshing. The unfortunate thing is I have like no spell slots, so I can't really do a whole heck of a lot. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do a 1st level guiding bolt at the as I like to call them, featherfuckers that is currently attacking Ari. So
Well, you don't know that they are, but
correct.
Yes, right. They are deemed in street assassin-y looking
yes,
carb.
the assassin that is currently attacking
Yep.
Ari
Yep.
does a 26 hit.
It will. It will be
Alright.
very effective.
Double damage.
1, 2, 3, 8.
So total of
8.
okay.
Yeah, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 5.
Okay, just making sure. I mean, it did damage.
It did damage.
11.
Cinder's like, "Are you okay, Kelbrix?"
8 points of radiant damage, and the next attack on it does have advantage. You know, there's that.
Yeah.
Already had advantage. Thanks.
You know, whatever. You have double advantage.
Sure.
And then I'll pull out my shield, and that will end my turn for now.
Oh, in round 1, bringing us to round 2. That's right. We're only in the 2nd round because this is long.
Oh.
Gorath, you are back up.
Alright, I will pull out the great axe. Is the featherfucker, I guess, are they considered prone or not?
The one that speared, he's still prone. He never
Alright.
stood up. He just kind of started trying to stab and swing at you.
Okay, well, I will swing down at that one.
You should. Gallagher his ass.
Helps if I hit the right button. Oh, it's cocked. So, 19 on the first roll.
Yep, it hits.
10 points of damage.
Yeah, that hurts.
And then do a second swing. And that's a 22 to hit.
It will.
And that deals 18 points of damage.
Impressive. Okay, he is banged up. Pretty good.
And then he's prone, and it probably won't matter, but the speed is reduced by him by 10 feet for his next turn until the start.
It matters. Yeah, because he has to use half the speed if he wants to stand, so you'll reduce it by 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so Shard and Gull, they are going to compete as things have taken an interesting twist.
Mm-hmm.
Shard is going to take his spear. No, he has his great axe is what I was looking for, as he is going to swing twice. The first swing is going to be a 13 with the great axe, and I think that is actually going to hit our friend Gull. I lied, it's not. Misses. His second attack is going to be 24, which hits, and will deal 9 points to our friend. Now, remember, you guys have not been fully healed, so Gaul is very low looking. As he takes that shot, he grabs his shoulder, and he looks hurt by them. And I'm going to say Shard is going to move, as he seemingly feels like he has the advantage. As Gull is kind of like, grabbing his arm and trying to pull himself together, and he's going to go ahead and take his third strike with the great axe. That is not going to cut it, as Gull is going to find an opening. Gull's going to use an unarmed strike, and he's going to try to kick his knee backwards. And that is definitely going to hit Shard. It's going to stagger Shard. There's a cracking sound. So he's going to do 5 points of damage to Shard. And there's a combat going on there. Moxie is going to rush to Gull's aid. She rages, going in reckless. She is going to swing. And that is going to be, let me double check the stats for this reckless. Is it advantage? Okay, so I'm going to roll again. So that was the first. This is the second. Okay, the second is much stronger, and she will deal 6 points of damage to Shard. Moxie will. So now it's a 2-on-1 scenario. She will push through the chairs and table, getting into a flanking position. And now it brings us to Spunk, who has finished loading that heavy crossbow of his. And this guy is going to run, jumping on top of a table. He levels that heavy crossbow, and he's going to fire it Tilly.
Alright, Splunk. Let's see how this is.
And the heavy crossbow is going to be a 18. So Tilly, you will take 8 points of piercing damage as he yells, "Go!" looking towards the female assassin. It is now Tilly's turn.
I said it was 8.
8 points of piercing damage, correct.
And then you got it. Okay. Alright, so. Well, I guess now you're closer. That's cute. That's fun. I'd like to take a shot in the dark here and use a guiding bolt on that motherfucker.
Spunk? Or the assassin?
Spunk because
Okay.
he make me upsetty spaghetti.
Absolutely.
Boy.
Okay. Yeah, so that is flashlight. Okay, so spell attack is +7. I'm going to use that as a 3rd level spell slot. So it is 4d6 radiant damage. 4. Since I'm doing it at 3rd level, I need 2
You
more.
gotta roll to hit first.
What? D6?
Yeah.
You gotta roll a hit first, though.
I get there. Get there.
Just
Get
don't
ready
cancel your
for it.
dice until you know you're gonna hit.
It's a 17 plus a 7, so that's 24.
That's gonna hit. That hits.
Yeah. So
60.
66, and the next attack on that guy has advantage until the end of my next turn.
Perfect.
So that is 3 4s, 12,
Math.
15, 16.
Okay, so the guiding bolt strikes Spunk directly in the chest. The heavy crossbow goes flinging on the table. He goes basically straight back, arms and legs just fully extended. He lands, there's a sickening crack.
Oof.
16 points is exactly what he had left. How does Tilly want to do that? He's dead.
Well, there you go.
You're not being very nice. And I'm just like,
So there's
It's
a heavy
held on the top of the chair.
well, I
heavy
guess I don't
crossbow.
think that I needed advantage on
Heavy crossbow on the table.
Heavy crossbow on the table.
That he had. And is there anything else you wish to do, Tilly?
Do you get a second attack?
Bonus action.
Bonus action?
I don't think I have. I can't use much of anything. No, I think I should be good for that. Yeah, no, that's good. I killed
Alright.
somebody.
Are you up?
Okay. I'm gonna pull out my brand new short sword and cast Green Flame Blade on it. Add a d8. I need those dice that I gave you back, by the way. Hopefully. I have advantage, so I better not miss.
And you missed.
That's a nat 30.
That will hit. That will hit.
Okay.
So that's gonna be.
Time for math.
I'm gonna need those
I'm
dice.
Which ones are? That's yours.
The other one's blue, so that's
So check out our Patreon
2d6.
or our website.
So that's 7 and 7, so 14 for that.
CrazyGrind.com.
Is plus the
That's
plus
short
2d8 for the
Yep.
Green Flame Blade, which is another 9. So it's
23.
23. Is he still standing?
He's still up.
Okay, then I'm gonna
Yeah.
do sneak attack.
Sure. Yeah.
Which is also doubled, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
So that's gonna be 8d6. We're at 23, right?
Yeah.
12.
Okay, so 35.
12. 10.
45. And then 2 more.
Another 10.
There's a 55.
55 points of damage.
I'd like to send him to the Shadow Realm.
He's dead. He's dead.
Are you sure?
Dead and not coming back?
Yeah, that's,
Take Shadow Realm for 1,000 points.
he is down.
That
Done.
was fun.
See, that's how you rogue.
And then I would still like to steal his ring.
Oh, you can do it easily now. Even as he's falling, he'll even reach out for mercy and then pluck it off his finger as he falls.
And then I will.
They have the movement.
Yeah, I now have the movements. I'm debating where I'm gonna go. You got that fucking dwarf there, though.
He's like midair diving at Kelbrix. I mean, Gorath, sorry.
little off turn-based combat, just stuck in there.
Right, loading. Loading.
I'm going to jump into the chair behind him.
Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I mean, I did, but I didn't. Alright, so you run around the table, going behind the dwarf who's literally getting ready to dive. Anything else? That's it? Okay. So that result is going to be the female assassin who is engaged with Tilly, who will disengage, who will roll across the table, and will also make a run for the door. Yeah, so literally rolled across the table on top of the things, object interact, grab the things, and is now, when she comes off the opposite side of the table, is running out the door. It's now Tyra's turn. And Tyra is... Do you say, oh no, not my things?
Yes.
Okay. Tyra looks and sees and is going to jump off the table and is going to run after the female assassin out of the Devil's Cut Tavern, and she's going to try to release a barrage of attacks. So her first will be a kick, and it is going to be a 20. And she'll take 8 points of damage from that kick. She also needs to make a strength saving throw. And so the assassin will make a strength saving throw. It is going to be... Did I roll it? Did I hit it? I guess not. Try it now. There we go. So the assassin will drop the things, because that was one of the cool features. So the things that she acquired, your book kind of goes scattering on the ground, and as the assassin turns around, she's going to go a left-right punch right into her. Hopefully. One of the things. First punch is going to be a 24. Okay. And the second punch is going to be a 15, which I think misses, actually. It will hit. She hits with 2 punches, so she will take a total of 15 points of damage. She's like, blood is beginning to pour from her nose. It's going to make a constitution check on both of these. The assassin must. So the first constitution save is going to be enough to survive, as she almost looks staggered and stunned. She will roll for that second punch, and she is stunned. So the second, or the last hit, or the second punch, stuns the assassin, who's kind of like just little birds above the head there. And that'll end Tyra's turn, as it is now the assassin's turn, who is on the ground with Gorath. So he uses half his movement to kind of get standing, and his movement is also reduced by 10 feet, correct?
Yeah.
So he's just going to start moving this way towards the door, and that's going to be all the movement he can do. He will take kind of like a bat, like as he's running, he like swings kind of wildly towards you, Gorath, as his action. As he's looking like he's trying to flee or run, and that is going to be a...
Oh, boy.
Jesus.
How much
A
damage?
20,
That'll hit.
and you'll take 5 points of piercing, and then a constitution save is required.
Went back too far. Whoopsie. Constitution.
Correct.
Save.
Yep.
Nat 20.
And that will be fine, so you will only take half of the 27, which is going to be a 13 poison damage. Now, Sindra is not happy as she sees you take that. She also sees a diving dwarf, so she is
I should
going
get 28 total
to...
of 75.
You were just at 40.
I healed.
Forgot about that.
I think she's gonna literally get physical.
Yes.
Alright, okay, that's what she'll do. She'll throw her dagger.
Oh.
She will do
It's
that.
one of those?
Yeah. And on B&B Beyond, the result was enough to hit.
I was gonna catch it in midair. I got a dagger again.
Shoink.
And the dagger damage will do a
Dagger for me.
total of 4
Steelies.
points of piercing damage into the flying dwarf. And the dagger is going to climb to the table.
Dagger's gonna climb into the table?
Well, like it hits, and then it kind of clambers.
Clamber. I
Yes,
think
sorry.
it climbs.
Yep.
I was like, what?
It's an intelligent dagger.
It's
All
like
right, that will
sprouts
end.
legs.
That'll end her turn. As the diving dwarf is going to attempt to tackle Gorath. It's going to be a opposed athletics check, and I'm going to give Whorehound the advantage because he's literally flying in.
He's flying.
And Whorehound...
Athletics?
It is going to be an athletics or acrobatics for you to avoid this.
Okay.
He is just a straight athletics. So there's his straight athletics. Oh my gosh.
I got 22, but not nat.
Yeah, no, so he is going to tackle you. And
Like these.
you are literally going to be considered grappled as he lands on top of you. You will take the bludgeoning damage from him. Let me double check what his bludgeoning damage is going to be. It is going to be a whopping 4 points of physical bludgeoning damage from the stout. And he's going to start raising back his fist, his free fist. And he's like, "You killed my brother." And
He deserved it.
Fuck your brother with his bird.
Gaul is going to go and make his attack.
His bird.
As Gaul literally is going to take his great axe and return the favor, hopefully. No. Gaul is going to do so, and as he does, Shard takes a little cheap open palm strike right into the nose, and Gaul is going to throw his weapon down, slightly stunned as he rolled a 1, and he's pinching the blood from his nose. That's going to just go ahead and end Gaul's turn since he rolled a 1. Kelbrix, you're going to be up.
What to do?
You got a flying dwarf.
I know. Alright.
It's like a circus in here.
You
You got a lion tamer with a chair.
Yeah.
You've got flying dwarfs and daggers, oh my.
You have a person that you had combat with that
I'm
you are now
going-
blood brothers with.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast Spiritual Weapon. I'm gonna put it right, floating on top of the bar.
Yep.
Next to Shard. And hopefully we'll smack Shard. I'll be using my last 2nd level spell slot.
Nice.
Does a 16 hit?
A 16 to hit Shard. I have to double check, I'm pretty sure it does. It will just make contact with him.
Nice. That'll be 11 points of force damage.
Nice.
As a nice spiritual mace smacked him upside the head.
Oh wait, that was not right.
Oh.
Don't
Darn.
get excited yet. That's better. You like the other one better?
I did.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I did too.
Sorry, he's a little stronger than that.
Yeah.
I forgot to hit the minus button before I put my numbers in.
So cool.
I'm gonna come down, cutting off this individual's exit, pulling my mace, and I'm going to try and smack this dude in the face
Beautiful.
with my mace.
You will get a concussion. And you will get a concussion.
Right? And you know what? While I'm at it, I'm going to use 1 charge from my ring to cast Green Flame Blade on this attack as well.
Beautiful. So you run and cut this guy off from leaving.
Does a 13 plus 6, 7, 20 hit.
Yes, it does. Dirty 21.
Okay. So, with the mace, that will be a d6 plus 4. So that'll be 5 points for the mace. and then a D8 for the green flame blade.
It's 2d8, right? No, 1d8. Right. Sorry.
Which will be 2 points of fire damage, and then due to my feature of being a war cleric,
a minion of Cillian is what we like to refer to.
Yes, a minion of Cillian. I can do a divine strike as well.
You should divinely strike the shit out of this guy
for 2 points.
That's like okay. That's a divine. It's not even get an Ike. You just
It's fine. Eh.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
It sure is.
All right. Well, some is better than none, is what Gorath will tell you.
Yeah, I mean a total of 9 points from
Possibly
2d8, a d6 plus 4.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah. No, that's it.
That'll end round 2. Bring us top of round 3. Gorath, bring us home, sir.
I gotta break the grapple.
You do.
Correct.
So strength or athletics?
It can be either or to break it.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Either or.
Okay.
Yep. Whatever you're stronger at.
Okay.
Pardon the pun.
That is a 24 on my end.
Okay, yeah, easily enough. You will. Are you using athletics?
Athletics.
Yeah, you will just shove the dwarf off.
Yeah. Alright, then I will. So I have an action left. Correct?
You do.
Or was that the
No. Unless, is that counting?
You do not.
Okay.
You have movement. So
Okay.
that'll be your action to break free.
No, that's on my turn.
Okay. You're still prone.
I'll
Not
get
prone. Not prone. Never mind.
Okay,
You
yeah,
did not
'cause-
Yep. Sorry.
I'm up with. If I drop the axe, I will pick the axe back up with being prone.
That's
kind
fair.
of prone like this, like with my arms pinned by me, like this little short.
Well,
pin.
I mean, like I think
He's on the
he might have
table,
pinned
so-
you. Well, like he dove at you, so I feel like he would have slammed you against the wall because
Okay.
your like back is at the wall.
Okay, that's fine. That's a good visual.
Yep. Okay, so Shard is going to relinquish his rage and fury as he is going to swing 3 times. He is going to go twice at Gaul, and he is going to have a 14 to swing and miss. His second attack with his great axe, being Shard, will swing. It is a 17, which will hit, so Gaul takes 8 more points of damage. This 8 points of damage drops Gaul down to one knee as it cleaves, cutting into his armor and draws blood. Gaul's looking rough. The third is going to be, yep. He thinks for a second to deal with Moxie behind him, but he just towers over top, and he's going to bring the great axe, like executioner style, like up over his head, and he's going to try to finish him off, and he's like, "This is for all the losses," is what he'll say. Gaul. And he does hit, and he deals 11 points of damage. Gaul is going to fall prone, beginning to bleed profusely from the wounds. He is still alive. He's starting to try to reach for his axe on the floor, but he's got 2 points of health left, I'll just give you that. He's looking rough, as Shard looks like towering over top of him. But this does not set well with Moxie, as she is going to continue her relentless attack and swing with her great axe into the shoulders. That's a 21 as she deals 6 points of slashing. And that's going to cause Shard to kind of begin to turn his focus on Moxie now. Spunk is no longer in the initiative order. That brings us right to Tilly.
Alright. If I may, I don't know how well this is gonna go. I would like to kind of join over here and like jump up onto the table.
Sure.
May I pick up the dwarf and throw him?
You can. It's going to be a contest, so you're going to need to do an athletics check to try to like pick him up, see if you can, and if you win the contest, I'll allow you to throw him. Because he literally just got shoved back onto the table, if you will, from Gorath.
Nobody throws the dwarf.
If I use channel, because I didn't end up using this last time.
Okay.
If I use channel divinity to like as a bonus action for 10 minutes, give myself. Oh, it's for 10 minutes. I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's not a one and done thing. Alright, yeah, cool. I'll do that. I will go ahead and just give myself advantage on athletics and acrobatics checks. Would that count with this?
How so?
It's a
For
For the advantage.
If that you're saying a divine, something with your divine.
Yeah, so
I forget what it
it's
is.
where did it go? Channel Divinity, Peerless Athlete. As a bonus action, you gain the following benefits for 10 minutes. You have advantage on athletics and acrobatics checks. The amount you can carry, push, drag, and lift is doubled.
Yep.
Distance of your long.
So it's a bonus action, and then that thing lasts for 10 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect.
Cool.
Yeah, advantage is granted. You throw away. Go ahead and roll at advantage, and let's see what happens. It's a good number.
So, so that's a 17 plus 4 and a 13 plus 4, so a 21.
Unfortunately, he is going to fight that off, as he has a 24. He's a pretty...
You little midget.
Yep, so there...
Tilly doesn't say that. Tilly's too nice for that.
There literally is a scrap on the table as the dwarf kind of like gives you just a shove back to break the contact, essentially. So that's your bonus action, as well as your action to grapple and throw. You got any movements left? You could... I think you're pretty close on that. You were like right there. Yeah, you got like maybe 5 or 10 feet, but remember...
No, you know what? I'm gonna stay there.
Okay.
Anyways, because that's probably a good spot for me to
All
be
right.
in terms of around my...
That'll
ears.
end Tilly's turn, bringing us to Ari.
Okay.
I'll get my revenge.
Pull my dagger out. I'm gonna attack with my short sword.
There's one on the
first.
table.
There is one on the table. It's still considered flanking, right?
I mean, yeah.
Gorath
You
is
said
right
you were.
there.
Yeah, you said you were on the chair, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I can like put one foot on the
Yeah. Okay.
better position if you
All right.
need.
No, it's all good.
That's cocked. Well, it's both 14, so 24.
To hit, we'll hit. Yes.
6. 13.
13 points.
Plus
Okay.
a sneak attack. Yes, plus my sneak attack.
Someone's learned to use the sneak attack.
I always use sneak. I'm pretty good about using sneak attack.
I'm just always notorious for using sneak attack my first strike. She waits like you're supposed to because you can decide.
13. Yeah, thanks. I'm like,
He
wait,
is
I wasn't done yet.
okay.
I
Keep
have
going.
one more.
You sure do.
So,
Go ahead.
that was plus 13 plus 6 is 19. I only rolled 3 dice.
I love that sad
How do
face.
you want him to die? He had exactly 6 left.
Nice. Okay.
It's not. It's like the numbers are going your way today.
Finally.
Rolls my short sword, so I'll cut his throat.
Okay. Like come around and just like that.
I'll like flip it and kind of go backhand.
Oh, like okay, like you're playing a violin. Yeah. So Tilly, Gorath will all feel the spray of blood as the dwarf grabs it, drops all
So sorry.
things in his hands, and starts grabbing, trying to prevent himself from drowning in his own blood as he's dead.
Alrighty, and then I'm gonna move forward.
Oh, these were my nice commoner's clothes.
That sucks. I'm just gonna walk over top of him.
No fucks given.
No fucks given.
0.
I'll jump down so I can be flanking again.
Sure.
And my dagger. That is a 19 plus numbers.
Yeah, that is.
19 plus 7 if you really want.
Our listeners are dying to know. I know.
5!
It's a big difference. I mean, it hurts.
That's it.
All right. So now we come to the female assassin who is going to bend down using object in action. Grab said.
Stunned.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. Thank you for keeping me honest. Stunned. And is no longer stunned. Let me check what it does. Make sure something crazy stunned.
Yeah, I think it might be until the end of
The
turn.
target must succeed. Be stunned to the end of the So she's still stunned. So then Tyra is going to relinquish a barrage of attacks. She's going to start with 2 fists again because they were successful. And the first one is going to be a
Would have
13
advantage.
with advantage. So I'll roll again. she is stunned.
Still 13.
Still 13. Okay, so the first one is going to miss. The second strike on the punch barrage is going to be 18, which will hit, and then she'll throw a third and final punch for a 15. Those two will hit. So she does 18 points of damage. And she is going to... She's going to continue the stunned. So that would force him to make
Another
Constitution saving throw. But they're still stunned currently, right? So...
Yes.
Would there be like a disadvantage on the con? No, straight up. Okay.
It's dexterity and strength checks that you have.
With the disadvantage. Okay, so let's see.
Fail.
Our assassin is going to do a Constitution save. And will not be stunned a second time, and will come out of the stun that she was currently in now as Tyra's turn is over. Bring us to the other assassin, who is in a sticky pickle. He's going to disengage.
In the back.
He's going to run up the table. He's then going to attempt to use the rest of his move to plunge through said window.
But I get him.
He disengaged.
Okay.
So he avoids all that shenanigans. He's going to acrobatics through the window. Nat 20. Tumble roll.
I think know what they do.
What's that?
Can the window be closed?
They could have been if you would use your plot point token. But no one has done that.
Well, it could have still
using it
been.
now.
Even if it was closed, if there was glass there, he could have just...
He broke through it.
Yeah, broke through.
Yeah, but it's
Sandra.
glass damage or something.
That's a nat
They
20.
do it all the time.
That's a nat 20 with an
All right.
assassin.
Sandra's going to run up and she's going to use magic missiles because it's going to be her new thing.
Of course it is.
It's my hair as well. So she's already casted at 2nd level.
Mm-hmm.
She is going to reach out with a third level magic missile.
8th level.
She's not that high yet. Okay, so that gives her a total of 5 missiles plus 5. Let's see. So here comes the 5. 11 plus 5 is 16. Oh, so close. Those missiles will just tear into this guy, causing him to stagger and stumble. But he's still up. She's like, Gorath, quick! Don't let him go! Whorehound is gone. Gaul is going to reach for his weapon. He will grab his weapon from the floor. He will use his weapon as a crutch as he stands. He is pouring blood from the wounds he has suffered. He spits blood at Shard, and he's going to let out a window rattling scream as he's going to swing at Gaul. First is going to be a 20, which will hit. 7 points of damage to Gaul. And technically it's an advantage because he's flanking. Let's do that all again, folks, just to see if I can get a crit. Nope, 20 was still the best. Okay. 7 points of slashing damage into Shard from Gaul's great axe. As he will go again. And it is still with advantage.
Oh, there we
That
are.
one
There you are.
hits. It's going to be 12 points of damage. And he's got one more attack from Gaul. Still with advantage. Here's the advantage. 18 hits now. It's slashing. Gaul's getting shredded.
I mean, shards.
Shard.
Yep, that's right. See? Keeping me on my toes.
I mean,
Gaul's
to be
the
fair,
one
Gaul
doing the
has
attack.
also been getting shredded too.
Yeah.
Kelbrix, it'll be your turn.
Okay.
Someone just dive out a window.
I am going to use my bonus action to smack Shard with the Mace, possibly, hopefully, maybe, does a 23 hit.
It does.
Okay.
Sure hope so.
I do too. That will be nice. That'll be 11 points of force damage.
Yep.
And then,
Oh, what's his
question is, would you be able to open said door on roll 20 to be able, so I can
You
actually
would like to see the
outside?
assassin?
I know.
Well, the one time I didn't put a door option, I just made you be able to pass through it.
Oh.
So no, I technically can't. I'll remove all of said. You can walk through the door though this time.
Maybe you didn't want to go all the way out there.
I'll just,
just wanna
move
take a
real
little
quick.
peek-see.
Take a little peek, see.
I mean, you can
Yeah.
see out. If
Yeah,
you're,
she's
yeah, you
right
can
outside.
definitely see.
That's what I'm saying. Like I was
Oh, yeah.
curious to be able to see like how,
Yeah.
how rough she is.
There's not like another pack of like 10 assassins coming.
No.
They're all lined up
No.
there waiting for their turn in. Like a little carnival
Surrounding
ride.
the tavern, like time to get fucked up.
Spoilers.
And
That's
then
rough, buddy.
I'm going to. I'm hoping Shard isn't very wise, as I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on him.
Okay.
So DC 15 Wisdom saving throw.
All the wisdom
Hoping Shard isn't wise.
means. I got a 17. No, wait. That's the wrong roll. I didn't even click it. I was looking at the wrong roll. Forgive me.
I was like,
I mean, like, I clicked. There we go.
Nice.
Nope, I got a 9.
alright.
There you go.
So that'll be 2d12 points of necrotic damage.
Yep.
Actually worked for us.
Yeah. Hey, 12 plus 5.
Make it in the box.
17 points.
And how would you like him to die?
I would like him to grab the sides of his head and just start screaming
Yep.
as he hears the bells of death coming for him.
I feel like for thematics, both Gaul and Moxie will just like plunge their weapons into it.
That works. I like it.
Beautiful.
Then I'm going to step outside. I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to use an object interaction to pick up Tilly's book.
Okay, you will acquire the book.
Yeah, if I move, I'm going to get attacked, so I'm just going to hold the book.
Okay, that'll end round 3. Bring us
Yay,
round
my things.
4. Gorath, you're up.
Whorehound. What kind of weapon does he have?
He currently has a.
Write down what weapon he was using.
That was a great sword.
It is a. Whorehound has a long sword.
Oh, well,
Short sword, long sword, and heavy crossbow.
the long sword, that was the one he was using in combat, wasn't
Yes, it was.
Probably.
Oh, I'm taking the long sword.
Okay.
I'm gonna, and like I said, I'm completely distracted. I've got the great axe. I'm gonna just look at his dead body.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you weren't worthy of dying from your brother's blade.
Oh!
Not
Nice.
only did I kill your brother, I threw him in the river like the trash he was,
Very
and
good.
I'm going to end your kin and all your bloodline.
Very good.
And I'm going to decapitate him with his own longsword.
Okay. It's 2 dwarves decapitated.
And I'm taking their weapons as trophies.
Yeah, there you go. I'm going to say that's your turn for sure.
That's my turn.
Moxie will pull forth her blade, and she's gonna kind of like she'll run up here, looking around for any other things she can see. Currently, she doesn't see anything, so she just holds her action. We'll bring it to Tilly.
Just for funsies, just to end the seriousness of the thing that just happened. I'm gonna look over and just be like, "Well, that was a little man, Gorath. Sled dog was already dead."
Did you say slut dog?
I said what I said.
You know, Whorehound is that dog.
And then
No.
It's the Goliath language is very colorful.
And I'm going to go out this way to retrieve my things because everyone here that matters is dead already. So. Is she dead yet?
No, she is not, but she looks frightened because it's now a 3-on-1 scenario.
Yeah, cool. May I have my book back, please?
Here.
There's a subtle exchange, yes, okay, there's object interaction.
And then I'm gonna beat her with the fucking chair.
With the what?
With the chair.
With the chair leg. With the chair
Gotcha.
leg.
Give her the chair.
Whatever.
I was half expecting the book.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm so sorry, okay.
Nice.
Knowledge is power.
So the improvised book will be a D4 on the damage.
It's less damage, but whatever. Oh, I need to
Gotta hit first.
attack first. Imagine if I miss.
Tell me what you rolled. Wait. Tell me what you rolled. Tell me what you rolled. Tell me what you rolled. Oh, hold on. Never mind. I can't help on that one.
flying.
Okay, so as you go to swing with the book, she is literally going to, like, she starts to look at you, and I'm going to say, like, as a reaction, because she's an assassin, she'll, like, throw some sort of, like, powder or something up, and then she just, there you go, and just grabs the book and takes the book. So you literally swing the book into her hands, and she's like, oh, thanks, with a wand.
My thanks.
Oh my god.
I'll say you're temporarily blinded till the start of your next turn from the pockets.
And nothing can go wrong. Oh no, it all went wrong.
Ari, you just hear, my book!
Man, she is really obsessed with that book.
She's incompetent.
I'm going out the window.
Give me an acrobatics or athletics for cool points.
For cool points?
Yeah. Watch a 1. And you get stuck.
All the glass damage you were wanting.
No, there's no. 17.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was like an 8 to get out the window now, so no problem. So, yeah, you run and just, like, hop out, like, plant your hand on the windowsill and, like, jump out easily because you're smaller of stature. It's a fairly large window. He's like, oh, shit.
Short sword. Oh, 15.
That will hit. Yes, it does.
10. How dead is he?
He's still alive.
Is he the only one left? Yeah, I'll just do sneak attack.
How? You don't have
Oh
advantage.
shit, yeah.
No one's around.
Never mind.
That's a second. That's, yeah.
Good job.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I was so used to getting it. I'll just use my dagger then.
Okay.
How about a 18 plus 7?
That's going to do a nice bit of damage when you land it. Yeah, sure.
7 points?
Oh, he only had 4.
Good thing I have a plus 4.
How do you want him to die?
I'm gonna stab up through his jaw.
Oh, brutal. So, like, penning.
And then, like, rip it out.
Oh, yeah. Blood just pours out. And he grabs his jaw,
It's like a little
flails. He's dead. Anything
Blood.
else?
Ari gets violent.
That was 15, right? So,
She just like stabs him through it and then just like bends his neck over and it just like starts spurting out like a little water fountain and she just
Whoa.
No.
I wouldn't go that violent, but
15.
drink the blood of your enemies.
So I have 15 left.
Rated M for mature content. Sorry.
Don't choke there. I
Nope,
will.
I just dribbled on
Yeah.
my bingo blast.
I'll
All right.
start moving around the building. That's it.
You'll come around to be able to see there's a little bit of a brouhaha taking place. Okay, disengaging and running. She starts to run this way. No, tiefling! And then she
Hey.
runs back in this direction.
Nice.
Get back here.
And
There's the red teeth thing.
going to do a dodge as a bonus action. Tyra.
Tiefling, more like tougling, am I right?
Gonna run up and attempt
Thanks.
to.
I got your back.
Come on, Tyra. Alright, throw these strikes. They are not an advantage, they are normal strikes.
they're disadvantage.
Yes, because she's dodging. I knew I kept you around for something. Thanks, Brian.
You're welcome.
The first one at disadvantage! 9. That misses. Second one at disadvantage.
Nice.
6. Third one. 10. No, all 3 strikes miss. The dodging is paying off for our escaping assassin. That guy is dead, so now it's Syndra's turn.
I've only killed 3 people so far.
Syndra runs to the window, looks out the window. Okay, he's dead. And then continues moving. And then I think he's got 5 feet left. Yep. And is going to cast. That's right. 3rd level magic missile. Yeah. I love this newfound spell. That's going to be 16 plus 5. That's 19 in total for all these
That looks
missiles.
so weird.
And literally is going to take out.
Nice.
She dies. The book is going to go flying into the air. Tyra's close enough, she will grab and protect it. That will end combat, effectively ending our lengthy 1 hour-ish plus episode. Stay tuned to see what happens next. At the end of the